Hello everybody, how's it going? How's your Thursday going? I expect not very many people to be in chat today, mostly because we changed our schedule. We changed our schedule. So we no longer have Friday Zoom and online classes. I know, unfortunate, but one of the things is we need to open up my schedule a little bit on Fridays to do a couple other things, and I'm the one that does the majority of the classes. So, all our schedules change on Thursdays. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll make sure you guys get it all updated. Also, if you're like thinking, Master Nick, I'm just confused with everything that's going on right now. I want to know why you're doing all these things. Let me know. I'm going to send out an email tonight kind of going over all those things. But yeah, I'm always open if you guys ever have any questions, critiques, any of that. Otherwise than that, let's get started. Please me, Chariot, Kunye, Addis. Today, we're going to be working on a diving back fist and a diving rich hand. I know I've done a class on this before, but I wanted to do it again. I recently sparred somebody that was really, really good, and they were kicking my butt. And the only point I ever really found, granted, they may have just given it to me, but the only point I ever really found was with back fist. It's something that I always just rely on when I spar. I always feel like I need to throw a back fist and rich hands, and I want to show you why I do. Now, I'll tell you, personally, this is the last class I need. I need some round kick classes. But for some people out there who have really good round kicks, this may be a good class for you to practice and do. So, today, diving back fists and diving rich hands. And why they're so effective when you're in karate sparring and a lot of taekwondo sparring, you may not be allowed to do them. Some, you may. Depends on the school, right? But if you are allowed to do them, I want to make sure that you're proficient. Especially if you're here at Kicks Martial Arts, United Martial Arts, or Parker Academy of Martial Arts, all those martial arts centers. You understand that we allow hands to the head, so you need to be ready for not only countering these, but doing them. All right, to get started, all I want you to do is bring your knees up, back, and forth. Just raise your knees up and practice this motion. This is something that we're going to do quite a bit today, raising these knees into a front kick. We're pretty much only going to do a front kick today for our only kick. It's mostly going to be these back fists and rich hands, and talking about what those are. All right, now freeze. Now move your hands in a circle. I'm going to have you do something a little bit funny today for our arm warm-up. Arm warm-ups. I want you to freeze with one hand. You're going to go rich hand through, back fist back. 1, 2. 1, 2. Overextend on the things that you're doing. And one more. Go to the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Now move your arms in a circle. I mentioned at the start, this is the last class that I need. It is. I need to work on my taekwondo round kicks. We spar somebody taekwondo, you're like, man, I need to do more of that. I need to practice more taekwondo. I've been doing a lot of kickboxing and jiu-jitsu recently, and that's, you change martial arts, you start to slow down in the other ones. Unless you're Master Kuba, who's just amazing. All right, and freeze. Now here's what I want you to do. You're going to take your back knee up. You're going to bring it up, slide, switch, slide. Now I'm going to do this forward and backwards, but you guys do it wherever you have space in your room. Ready, go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. All right, now our other leg. If you're having trouble with this, you're doing this little hop action. Work on pushing with the ball of your foot, not your heel. So as you bring it up, it's the ball of your foot that slides. Here, if you want to push with your heel, what you'll notice is it doesn't really work. It's straightening your legs out. So, other side, same thing. Knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. Now move your hands one more time in a circle. This time I want you to come in, and now with both hands. So, today, rich hands and back fists. If you're a little bit newer, you're intermediate level, and you haven't really seen those techniques all too often, I guarantee you've seen them. But if you haven't seen them too often, these are two hand striking techniques often focused to the jaw, neck, or more specifically the head area, the nose. These can be done to the body, but I understand you're going to find most success with them to the head. Now, freeze. Bring your legs back, tail kickers. I want you to go slow with these. If you want to grab, you can grab and lean. If you just want to go back and forth, I'm fine with those two. So these techniques are best utilized to the head. I mention that because a lot of hand techniques won't have a lot of force to the body unless you put a lot of force into it, meaning you put a lot of your shoulder, a lot of your upper body, and to do that, you have to give up a lot of space. You have to give up a lot of room in other areas of your body that you're protecting. If I want to throw a body shot, I need to bring this hand down here, which opens up your right or left jawline, which is a scary thing to do. Now, professional boxers are amazing at it, but us Taekwondo martial artists, we're really good at kicks, and we don't like to be so close to throw these hand strikes unless it's a one hit and get out. If you're standing around trying to throw back fists, it's not going to be too effective. All right, freeze. Take your hand, hold it out flat for me. Now turn your hand to the side. Your goal is to create a straight line from your hand out. So you have to hand down, to the side, drop it. From here, you're able to swing and hit with this part of your hand here. That's your main area that you're striking with. So again, I'm here, here, here. Now try it on your other side, straight, bend, down. Create this straight line so you can hit there. That straight line is how I often get there, is I just need to make sure that my wrist is bent to the point where I can have just a straight angle there. So try it again. 1, 2. Straighten, turn 1, 2. You'll notice that I'm kind of bringing it around, almost like I'm whipping my hand forward. You can get more force that way. So leave the shoulder behind, start to bring your hand, whip your shoulder. If you've been to some of my black belt club classes, you understand that this is what I like to call the whip. It's like my arm is the end of a whip, my shoulder is the little handle. I bring the whip around and then I snap. Bam, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a rich hand is a lot like a hook and hits in the same area, right? It has a little bit of a longer reach, and if you can get it, then it can be a lot more powerful. You can also dive into it where a diving hook isn't really a thing. The next thing we have is our back fist. Now our back fist is going to go to the opposite side of our body. So instead of coming from the outside in, it's going to go from the inside out. Here. Real fast, take your fist, bring it over your ear, come through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you're doing this strike on a bag, right? When you're doing it on a person, it's important that you're able to still strike and swing through. Now, if you want to do a slight tap, I'm fine with it, but make sure you have the power behind it if you need it. If you need it. Sometimes you'll do these light taps and it'll never count as a point because you have no force behind your technique. Every judge is different. Sometimes they'll count this. Other times you need to hit with force. So when you see me open my shoulder up, you see me doing these whips, they're for a good reason. You need force behind your strikes. To get started, we're actually not going to be doing those back fists and bridge hands on the bag. We're going to practice a front kick. A front kick. Now, if you don't have a bag at home, that's okay. Feel free to just kick in the air in front of you. Just make sure you're leaning backwards and you're still doing all the proper techniques. If you have something even that's not a bag that you can use kind of as like a push-off, a wall, a solid wall, don't break your walls, kids, then use that instead. So I got my bag here. All I want you to do is practice taking your front leg at first, bring it up, shoot out, and lean your body back. Get really good at that front kick. Let's do it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do our back leg. I'm going to bring my knee up. Remember how I talked about these high knees? Bring your knee up, shoot. If you don't bring your knee forward, you keep it here instead of here, then what's going to happen is they're going to crush your leg the second they see your knee. You put this knee out like this to say, hey, don't come any closer. Here, extend, push. Again, shh. Again. 7 more times. Do it on your own. Pick up the pace a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So why do we work on front kicks? Well, a front kick hits the center of the chest, these push kicks. So if somebody's holding their guard here in a kickboxing stance, and you're like, man, I don't want them to get closer, you do a front kick. The whole point is to get them to turn their chest sideways, to get them to use their front leg more than their back leg. Because if you try to dive in on this kick, and they bring their back leg across, it's gonna hurt. So do 10 more kicks. Switch between the two, so 5 as I'm talking. Get really good at this front kick so you force them to turn to the side. Not only that, a front kick is a great entry kick, meaning that if you want to get close range and you feel like it's impossible, a front kick is one of your best go-to kicks to get closer to them. Because if they try to charge you, you can keep them away. Or if they try to scoot away, you have quite a bit of distance on this kick to follow them. All right. One more time. Bam. So this kick is invaluable. Understand that whenever we do any of these things, a front kick is going to be your main kick that we enter with. All right. So now we're going to work on shooting. Going forward and hitting this back fist. What is the first thing that moves when I do this back fist? Is it my hand? Is it my foot? Is it my hips? You can probably tell it's not the hips. My hand starts the motion first. When it crosses the center line, I need to step into it. If I don't step, I don't have distance. So as it comes out, my front hand moves, I step with that front foot. One more time, not my shoulder, my hand moves, step and hit. So I want you to mark a line if you don't have it back, and I want you to cross it every time. So stay pretty far away. My line will say, is that red square? Step, see if you can cross it every time, and then shoot back. Notice that my foot stepping, I'm hitting with this back fist. Ready? Go. 1, let's do it 10 times. Go. 2, go. 3, go. 4, go. 5, go. 6, go. 7, go. 8, go. 9, go. 10. So our front hand, back fist. This is to hit to the right side of your head. So if you ever see your opponent sparring like this, keeping this front hand up, this back hand down, this is the punch you go for. Because as they do this, the left side of the head, right side, whatever side's open, you're crossing and hitting them. If they keep their front hand down and their back hand up, your ridge hand's good to go. If they're ever like this, I'll tell you the martial art they're in right now, they're in Taekwondo, because they're very confident on their kicks and you need to be wary of them. But if both hands are down, you have your kind of choice if you can get in and hit it. So, now we're going to do our ridge hand. Same thing, mark the mat, hand first, step and hit. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. If Master Murphy, I doubt he's watching this. Please don't show it to him. He's going to get angry at me. Master Murphy's watching. If you're from Kicks Martial Arts Center, you probably should be watching your sparring class too. But if you're watching our class, you know that Master Murphy would be yelling one thing right now, which is, I need something to protect my ribs. Not those exact words. See, the thing is when you're reaching with this back fist, you leave one spot open. So my hand's here, I'm protected here. My open chest is a little bit hard, maybe they can sneak a kick in, but the biggest thing open is my ribs. My ribs. So when I reach, the second I do a back fist ridge hand, right there. A lot of really good Taekwondo spars, a lot of really good karate spars will see this kick and we go BAM! And knock the sense out of you. Or, they could be a lot meaner and they could use their back leg and twist and hit with their shin into your ribs as well. So your ribs is a scary place, but there is a way to protect it. Remember that front kick I was talking about? When I do this front kick, it also blocks my rib cage. So I can do a front kick, follow through and hit. Or I can feint a front kick, meaning chamber, bring my knee up like I would, and then follow through. So make them think, okay, this side kick's not gonna work, and when they put their foot down, sneak in and hit that back fist. So, we're gonna try this out. We're gonna go front kick, front kick, front kick, back fist. Or, yeah, we'll do back fist first. I don't care if you use your front or back, but whatever leg's kicking, you need to use the same hand. Because if I try to use this front leg and use this hand, I'm opening up my ribs. If I use this leg and use this hand, I'm still opening up my rib cage. I need to keep it consolidated. So we're gonna go front kick, step in, back fist. Are you ready? So my hands are here, chamber, front kick, 1, go, 2, go, 3, and now your back fist, go, 4. Mark this line, and I want you to be even farther back. Since we're bringing our knee up, we get a little bit more extra space to cross. Let's do it again. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to hit that kick, if you see the opening, go for it. If you don't see the opening, I wouldn't. You can do the front kick still. I typically wouldn't, because if you spar somebody really, really good, after you feint the front kick, they're going to move their hands anyways. Or they're not going to move their hands, and throwing your kick is just going to slow you down. So, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's try our ridge. Same thing, okay? 1, see, I didn't even reach that time. 2, 3, 4. I left my right side head open too. So always make sure you keep this other hand locked and tight. So if you think they're going for the ribs, you can keep your hand a bit more down. If you know they're a flexible guy and they're gonna strike you in the head, keep your hand here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And circle. All right. So that's our front leg entrance. This is gonna help you a lot. That, I'll tell you, if this having back fist, if you get good at it, you can do this and hit it any day of the week. But if you're a little bit slower like I am, you doing something where there's no entrance, where there's no guard against that front leg, you're gonna get punished. So, I'm not gonna go over it today, but another way that you can guard that front leg on this is blocking, keeping yourself covered as you switch your stance, and then extend. If they have very powerful kicks, that's the one I would go with. So instead of, feigning this front kick, checking there, and you're afraid of them hitting you in the head at all, keep your guard locked, twist, block into that front leg, and reach. We won't go over that technique today, but if you're very afraid of their kicks, you feel like you're a lot slower than them, that's the go-to strategy. You need to protect yourself first, so you don't just get knocked out on the entrance. All right, so there's one more thing I was gonna show you today off of this. It's a very dirty trick, but it's also one that works quite well against sparrers that just keep their front leg up. Everybody knows that one guy, right? The referee says, face each other, bow, guarding stance, they say begin, and he's here. And he's just waiting for you to charge in. They have this very powerful front leg, they never use their back leg. With those guys that leave their foot up, you can parry with your leg to enter. So instead of doing this front kick, what you're gonna do is just shove their leg down with a kind of short axe kick. Shove, hit. So for the guys that just stay here, they don't do up much, you're gonna shove the leg down, axe kick, hit. I want you to choose your favorite, back fist or ridge hand, and we're gonna practice this technique. Let's do it 3 times slowly without a bag, and then we'll do it 10 times fast with a bag. Take your front leg, lift it up, do a short axe kick to the side. One more time. Now one more time. Then after your axe kick, step in and hit. Again. 1, 2. Now I know I'm opening up my ribs here, but in this instance, it's fine because I just threw their leg to the ground so they can't hit me with the side kick. So again, 1, 2, one more time, 1, 2. All right, so now on a back 10 times fast. You see the leg up, you see them doing this fancy leg shake. Catch their knee, catch their leg, throw it down backwards. Not a kind thing to do. Don't do it if you don't want to be a jerk. So I'm here, I throw, kick. Ready, go. 1, 2. Go. Go. Back. Go. Go. All right, 5 more times. Ready, go. Throw, hit. Use your front leg or the same leg they're using. Go. Go. One more time, go. 2 times as fast as you can, go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2. Face me, chariot, kunye, at ease. This is one of my favorite classes because it goes over a technique that you'll see a lot of people rely on and use. Not in intermediate or even advanced level sparring, but once you start to get to a black belt level, this becomes a very popular technique. Because you found out today that it's very hard to counter, right? Somebody's coming in with their, where do you hit? You raise your leg up, like maybe I'll be faster than them, and they throw your leg down and hit you anyways. You think, oh my goodness, okay, so they're gonna block this front leg, they're gonna throw this front kick, I'm gonna scoot away, but then they have the reach. I've dealt with that frustration. So today I wanted to teach you the technique to make sure that it's a valuable tool in your arsenal. Next week I'm gonna talk about countering it. How to get past the guy that always throws back fist and ridge hands for their only points. How to beat me up, because that's pretty much all I do. Otherwise than that, thank you guys for being here today. It's me, Chariot Kunye. What's our goal? Black belt excellence, sir. I will see you next time. Am I unmuted? I'm still unmuted. Okay. Bundies, no worries. This happens all the time. I actually got a question this week saying, oh, you got a Thursday's Zoom sparring class? What's up with that? And I was like, no, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. So feel free to rewind this video back if you did not catch it. Go back to any sections you want to work on some more. That's why we have it on YouTube, so you can replay sections or even just start the class over. So if you're watching this right now, you're the Bundies. You don't have to say, oh, we missed the class, it's over with. Rewind it back, rewatch it, and then you'll be good to go.